Alright, welcome back. I'm gonna draw another thing. Sorry I didn't upload over the weekend. I was lazy. I would give a legitimate excuse, but I don't actually have one. So I'm just going to say that maybe for the time being I'm not going to upload on weekends because I'm not really good at uploading on a very concrete schedule anyway. Mostly because I'm not good at time or focusing. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna just try and roll with it. I didn't upload anything actually. I videotaped something actually in school, and I'm probably going to compress it into like just a couple seconds and remove the audio. Um, but yeah, I'm going to try to keep this one short and not like a minute and a half short because it's actually almost already a minute and a half, like 10 minutes or something. And I think I'm drawing a flying robot this time, with a large, unsettling eye. If you want to make something look unnatural, the first thing I do to it is give it one eye. Because just about nothing has one eye in nature. I'm pretty sure actually nothing. Unless you count like microorganisms or something dumb. But yeah. I might draw a robot monster hybrid. So like something that has metal but also has flesh. Not sure. What I'm actually going to do is draw off the frame of the camera again and again. Also, in case you couldn't tell, well, you would actually literally have no way of knowing, but this is a new sketchbook I'm probably going to only use for videos, and it's going to be cool to look through it at the end. I say at the end like I'm going to continue this for a long enough time that it will be full, which is moderately humorous, mostly because it's highly quixotic, but also because I feel like I'm probably just going to give up on like the entire project at some point, and like it'll just completely end, and I'll be like, oh, I'll pick it back up, and I will never pick it back up. But yeah, in case you're wondering what these hands are supposed to be, so am I. So don't ask me. I'm just the one who drew it. That doesn't mean I know what it is. A lot of people ask me like, oh, what's that? And I'm just like, I don't know. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? And I'm like, I just drew it, okay? I didn't think about it. I just drew it. That's how most of my things work. Like my brain, I just say things without thinking about them. It's really a good idea. I'm actually gonna give this thing a row of teeth. Am I actually? Actually, I'm gonna give it a row of flat teeth. I don't know what better word for it is. Herbivorous teeth, if that's even a word, because it looks more unsettling than just like cliche like sharp teeth. I have no idea what this thing is, and I'm moderately disturbed by it because it's kind of, I'm not going to say unsettling, it's just kind of ugly, I guess, to look at. I'll give it like a row of like tiny teeth at the bottom to make it exaggerate the top row of teeth. And I'm going to make them slightly uneven and different sizes because it makes it look more wild, and I don't know what another adjective is, so I'm just going to end it at wild. And I think for this one, I'm actually going to use marker and colored pencil, black colored pencil, to fill and line the main parts of this, because A, why not, and B, it's different. I don't really know how the structure of his face is supposed to look, but it looks like that now. Does that give me an idea? I think that gives me an idea. No, that's a terrible idea, but I'm going to continue it anyway. Am I? No, I'm not. What I was going to do was I was going to make this like his head, and this would be like his chest that had like a row of teeth, so he could have like another like face here, like he could have like a little goofy eye and stuff. Like not like that exactly, but something similar to that. But it would not look good. The reason I decided it wouldn't look good is because mostly it'd be a lot harder and it would take more time to draw. So I'm just going to keep this weird thing. And because it only covers like not even half the page, I'm going to draw something under it. I'm going to draw him a snake or reptilian lizard-like creature friend who is of a similar design. And he will have 2 eyes. And he will be kind of looking in the other direction. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're like partners. This guy's also 7B N5 is his droid number, in case you were wondering. And this guy, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, this will... I don't know what I was going to say. This will what? This will be an episode? Yeah, this will be an episode. This will be a drawing. This will exist. Yeah, I'm going to give him like a little friend because he's lonely and he needs more on the page. Because it's not exciting to just have like one small thing cover up half the page. And in case you were wondering what I did off the camera, again, as I literally just did this. But yeah, it's just not exciting to not fill the page. When I was really young and I had sketchbooks all the time, I would... Oh, this guy's going to look a little bit beaten up and a little grosser than the other dude. When I was a lot younger, I had sketchbooks and I'd draw like the tiniest stupid thing in the middle of the page and then move on to the next page and be like, oh, well, I'm done on this page. And it was really inefficient. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at breaking the habit of that and like trying to make... whatever I draw fill the page, which is actually pretty hard, but it's a good challenge and it's fun. I think this thing will have... I'm debating between claws, frog feet, and duck feet. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with hands, because that's the only logical next step. Don't judge my hands, okay? I'm just trying to... This one would be kind of like a fist, like a gorilla almost. That almost makes sense, but not really. So this arm needs to be longer because the perspective on it. I don't know actually what I'm doing, but I'm going to make it look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that kind of looks correct. And the rest of him will be... that's a good question. It's not a question, but that's a good... If it were a question, it would be a good one. Whatever the rest of him is going to look like is going to be quite strange. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Does he need ears or horns? He does need ears, like cat ears. And you can't see that side of the ear from that side because that's how life works. The back of him will just be like frog legs or like rabbit legs. What do those look like? Like this? Okay, don't talk to me about this guy. He exists, and I want you to not judge him because he's already ugly enough, and anything you say will hurt his feelings. This guy, he's had a hard life, okay? You can tell by the fact that he's very ugly and quite strange, but this guy up here is his friend, his only friend, a surveillance combat drone. I mean, he's not really he is now. I'm gonna draw a turret up here. That doesn't look like a turret, but now it looks like a security camera. Now he looks more like a surveillance drone. I want a weapon on this guy, but that's just not going to happen apparently. And I will add a little bit of a burner because he needs extra thrust because he's heavy and fat. So I'm going to do something really weird. And by really weird, I mean I might just ruin the whole thing, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw with marker instead of like shading and then like lining and stuff, just to mix things up a little bit, and also to ruin a perfectly good drawing. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. So I think that I feel bad. I mean, he looks slightly detailed. Like, I'm probably going to go over... I'm going to use black colored pencil to, like, line it, basically. But, by the way, this video is not going to be short. I'm letting you know. I mean, I don't need to let you know. When you, like, start the video, you can see, oh, this video is 30 minutes long. But, really, videos are time travel. So what I'm doing is I'm telling my current self to warn future people that this video is going to be long. I mentioned earlier in the video, I don't know how time works, and that right there was proof. So whatever I just said, just pretend like it made sense, and then like wherever you are, just like nod your head and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and we can move on. So this guy, he's going to have like a burner, but it's not going to be a very big one because he's already got like the helicopter thing. And I'm not going to fill in all of every shape with this entire gray because it'll just wash out like the whole thing. I am, however, going to fail to blend. So I'm going to color this in because failure to perform is apparently an option. And now he looks weirder. And I'm going to outline his mouth now because I don't have an option. Not sure how I feel about how that went, but hey, that's life. His claws are also very strange, but that's okay because they're supposed to be strange. I'm going to move on to Tim down here. And he will be easier because he's a fleshen creature. Is fleshen a word? It sounds like it's a word. But he's gonna be harder to screw up because he's not robotic like robot bearded dude over here. But I'll find a way. I promise. I'll find a way to screw it up. These are like kind of like ribs, but they're not in the place where ribs go. So I'm just gonna say that they're ribs, and we're gonna pretend like they're ribs, even though they're at like his waist. And I was thinking about giving this thing hair, but I don't think I will because he looks stranger without hair, like a hairless dog, or like a hairless dog. Yeah, those exist. I was like, hairless dog? Aren't there only hairless cats? No, there are also hairless dogs. By the way, both of which are really, really, really gross looking. They're quite unnatural and very disturbing. I am going to color the entirety of this appendage because it's in the background and it looks like it's not in the background now. But in theory, that should have made it look like it was in the background, but it didn't really. So I'm going to move on to black colored pencil, and we're going to see some magic happen, or we're going to die trying. Basically, I'm going to shade and line at the same time with black colored pencil, and in theory, it'll look not good, but better, hopefully. Mostly because I'm really unhappy with the way this guy looks specifically. But he's not really that bad. Like, he's fine. A good way to have not run into this problem would have been to use color or something other than just like one single shade of like dark gray marker. But that's in the past, and the past is behind us. Did I say that before? Like, I feel like I said that on an earlier video. Anyway, I'm just gonna roll with it, and we're all gonna roll with it, because there's not really another option. I like doing things that are, like, permanent, because, like, it's... If I had a counter for every time I said like in this video, it would, like, be, like, really, like, annoying, like... Anyway. I don't know what I was saying, but I'm sure it wasn't important. I forget what I'm saying way too often. I need to work on that because, like... Anyway. This guy looks cool. I'm coming around on him. I'm warming up to him. Even though I started off liking him a lot. Liking him as in being, like... Look. I try. And trying isn't enough sometimes. So, I might just stop, take a break for a bit, and come back. Because I'm dying. I'm dying inside and out. And all around. I'm probably going to go back to pencil after this to add a little bit more detail and definition. I did this really ass backwards, but it's still going to be fine. Depends on your definition of fine. Like, what the hell is going on up here? Alright, we're going to give 7B95. 7B95? What am I, stupid? 7BN5 a break for a bit to work on his friend. Shit, what was it? Oh, it was Tim. This is Tim. My drawings are like my babies until I forget their names. And then it's like, whoa, you're not going to be a good parent. But whatever. I probably won't do this in the next video, mostly because it didn't really go very well. But I might do something similar to it, but not use a very dark color to start with, because it didn't go very well. I know I said these were going to be hands, but I changed them. Actually, that doesn't that look great? Doesn't that look great? I changed it a little bit, but it still kind of looks similar to a hand. That one just does not, but it looks like a functional appendage. As long as it's functional, that's alright. It's good enough. I probably should not have drawn two things in this video if I wanted it to be a short one. In retrospect, that was not a good idea in the least, but it's whatever, because I'll upload the short one that I filmed, and I'll compress the audio on it. And it'll be whatever. And somebody's going to be angry no matter what. Somebody's going to be happy no matter what. So, you can't please everyone, but you can't displease everyone. Ever hear that? No, you've probably never heard that because it's pretty stupid, but I'm sure it's true. I'm sure there are plenty of people that are happy with the things that are dumb and make no sense. For example, these videos. In case you didn't notice, I enjoy ruining things. Well, he's not ruined. He just looks like he's... He just looks as if he has seen some serious wear. Tim, however... Tim's a little weird, but that's alright. If you know a Tim in real life, tell him I said he's weird. That's just a strange thing to say. I don't know whatever Tim you know. Maybe Tim isn't weird. I'm just prejudiced against Tim sometimes. The way I didn't do this entirely intentionally, but the way I shaded his face made it look very more defined in its shape instead of like an ambiguous curve, because of the shading right here. And I'm talking about something that's in frame. How about that? It's hard to draw fire in general, but with black and white, it's quite difficult. So maybe I'll just make it like space fire. That doesn't look like space fire. It looks like a mess. But it's alright, because whatever. I'm going to try and wrap this video up because it's getting way too long and quite unenjoyable. But I think it was overall it was kind of a failure, but generally it was a success, as I drew something and I completed it and it made it up onto my channel. I'm saying this, but at the time I don't know if I scrapped the video or something. Like, I'm just assuming, again, time travel thing, like I'm assuming that my future self will... I'm really putting a little bit too much into the whole time thing. It's really just a video. We're not time traveling, everybody. You're just watching a video. It's not that exciting. Maybe in a later episode we can time travel. But I could have named them something that like rhymed, so it was like they went with each other, or they were like a pair, or they were somehow like related and stuff, but I did not. And that's okay, because it doesn't really matter. Maybe they don't have any affiliation with each other whatsoever. This guy's just flying in this direction, this guy's just walking in this direction, and they happen to line up perfectly for a second, and that's what I'm drawing. Perfectly possible. I think it might be time to call in the good enough measurement. Possibly. What's today's date? It's okay, I'm a time traveler. I don't know the date, and that's okay. Okay. I know the year, and that's the most important thing. So I'm going to say 9/17. Maybe. Can hardly see his name. 7B and 5 and Tim. Thanks for watching.